Hello everyone, in this video I will explain the Mystic skill system, what are the best Mystic skills and where to get them, and also what are the best combos between Mystic skills for both PvE and PvP. Mystic skills are essentially another category of active skills you can use that are not tied to your martial arts or weapons. They can be used at any time in parallel with your martial arts. Mystic skills have their own cooldown and they require a resource called Vitality in order to use them. You can see the vitality cost of each mystic skill when highlighting it, and it also tells you what your vitality cap is. For example, Dragon's Breath costs 20 vitality out of my maximum of 100, which means I can use it 5 times in quick succession without gaining more vitality. The way you can increase your vitality cap is by upgrading your Melodies of Peace skill trees both in Qinghe and Kaifang. You can get a total of plus 30 vitality from the Qinghe Melodies of Peace and another plus 30 vitality from the Kaifang Melodies of Peace to reach the maximum cap of 100 vitality. You can restore vitality during combat by taking or dealing damage and parrying enemy attacks. You can see how much vitality you have during gameplay by checking the circular segments on your Mystic Skills bar. Each segment represents 10 vitality and there are 2 circles in total with 5 segments each. So when you have both circles full with segments, it means you have reached the 100 vitality cap. Now let's talk about the best PvE Mystic skills and the best combos to use. The best PvE skills are Ghost Bind, Dragon's Breath, Drunken Poet, Guardian Palm, and Wolflike Frenzy. My personal favorite PvE skill is Ghost Bind, because it freezes up to 6 enemies, deals damage and some chi damage. It's the best skill when you're simply doing quests or farming outposts, because it essentially makes you immune to damage and gives you enough time to deal with all enemies without having to sweat too much. When you upgrade the skill, it can freeze up enemies for up to 8 seconds, which is insanely strong, and it allows you to deal even more damage to them. You can unlock this skill by completing the Unwanted Hospitality quest in Kaifang Forsaken Quarter. Next we have Dragon's Breath and Drunken Poet. These skills are pretty good on their own, but the most important part is how they combo together. Dragon's Breath applies ignition to targets, and you can use Drunken Poet to detonate ignition stacks with each hit, dealing massive damage and staggering the target into oblivion. One single combo of these two skills is enough to one-shot any regular enemy and chunk the entire chi bar and most of the health bar of any elite enemy, and all that for 70 vitality in total. You can even melt pretty much all bosses in the game with this combo, and since you take reduced damage during it, there's no real risk to using it against strong boss enemies. The way the combo works is by using Dragon's Breath first to apply ignition and then quickly cancelling it by going into Drunken Poet to start detonating the ignition stacks. You can spam Drunken Poet for up to 5 times and it costs 10 vitality per cast. In order to be able to perform this combo, your Drunken Poet skill needs to be tier 3. You can unlock Dragon's Breath by speaking to the 9 Mortal Ways NPC inside the building in Fairgrounds Kaifang. You can unlock Drunken Poet by purchasing and drinking a lot of wine from the Hao Zhu NPC merchant in Blissful Retreat or Harvestful Village. Just keep drinking wine until you unlock the skill. Next, moving on to Guardian Palm, which is yet another great PvE skill. The skill on its own might not seem like much, but the idea is that you combo it with Cloud Steps, which lets you jump higher into the air for 0 vitality cost, and then if you use Guardian Palm, you deal a huge AoE attack that knocks down any enemy including bosses and deals a ton of damage and chi damage. Since you are so high in the air while casting this skill, you will not take any damage, so you can essentially spam this combo whenever it's available, and you can deal with any hard to beat boss enemies much easier. You start off the combo by using Cloud Steps on the enemy, and when you reach the highest point in the air, use Guardian Palm. The whole combo costs only 30 vitality, so you can spam this very easily. You can obtain the Guardian Palm from the Night Dream Monk in the northern section of Sundara land of Qinghe. You can obtain Cloud Steps during the Echoes in the Shrine quest, which takes you into the underground area beneath General's Shrine in the Qinghe region. Wolflike Frenzy is a great PvE skill that is good on its own. It costs only 35 vitality to use, it deals a lot of stagger damage and more importantly, a ton of chi damage. And it also throws regular enemies in the air, so it's a great AoE skill against small groups of enemies, and it's also pretty good against most bosses. You can unlock Wolflike Frenzy from a chest located along a path near the entrance to the underground Ghostlight Market. Other mystic skills that are must-haves for PvE are Meridian Touch, Celestial Seas, and Cloud Steps, because various bosses in the game have mechanics that can be countered if you have these skills equipped on your hotbar. For example, Tianying during phase 1 can be countered using Meridian Touch when he does his charging attack. Lucky 17 can be countered during phase 2 when she leaps at you by using Celestial Seas to grab her weapon. Ye Wanshan and Sleeping Taoist both have attacks that can be interrupted by using Cloud Steps at the right moment. Meridian Touch can be unlocked from the path between General Shrine and Heaven's Spear, where you will encounter the Yan Chiren NPC that gives you the quest. Celestial Seas can be unlocked after arriving in Heaven's Spear, where you will see a man drinking near a staircase. Talk to him to start the Foul Play quest and obtain the skill. Now let's move on to the best mystic skills for PvP. These are much easier to identify as they are marked as recommended for arena in the mystic skills menu. However, there are many mystic skills which are must-have for PvP and they are not marked as recommended. The first and most important PvP skill you will need is Serene Breeze. This skill is the only way to instantly get out of crowd control effects, and in PvP you can get stun locked almost infinitely by skilled players, so this skill is crucial to get out of stagger and counter attack. You can use this skill at any point while taking damage or getting staggered, and you will instantly break out and stagger the enemy, giving you a chance to fight back. You can obtain this skill by unlocking its node in the talent tree relatively early in the game. You need at least 12 talent points to unlock it, and you should do it as soon as possible if you care about PvP. Next, we have the crowd control skills which are mainly designed for PvP. We have Talon Strike and Yaksha Rush, which have similar effects and identical vitality costs. These are quick cast skills that can instantly break the enemy's defense in PvP and allow you to start your combos. Yaksha Rush is especially strong because when you upgrade it to tiers 2 and 3, it deals more damage and also applies silence. You should have at least one of these equipped in your PvP setup to ensure you can easily initiate combos. You can unlock Talon Strike in the Palace of Annals in the Qinghe region by crossing the long hanging bridge to the south to reach the Lone Pillar rock formation, then dropping down and interacting with the bird nest. You can unlock Yaksha Rush by defeating Tianying in Qinghe and completing his questline. Other very useful skills in PvP are Leaping Toad and Lion's Roar, which combo together for devastating effects. If you use Leaping Toad once, which hits really fast and is hard to dodge, you will apply Toad Venom to the enemy, and then if you use Lion's Roar, you will detonate the Venom to deal a ton of damage and stun the enemy in place. You can use them separately as well for strong effects. You can unlock Leaping Toad by talking to Liang Xiaolong, the man hopping like a toad near the southwest exit of General's Shrine. You can unlock Lion's Roar by ringing the 4 giant copper bells in Qinghe, which are spread across the map at these locations. Another great skill for PvP is the Dragon's Breath, which we talked about earlier for PvE. Dragon's Breath is a great skill for PvP because it can be interrupted and it staggers players with each hit, and also applies a huge burning dot to them that deals great damage over time, and you can catch players coming in to deal damage and interrupt their combo. You can unlock Dragon's Breath by speaking to the 9 Mortal Ways NPC inside the building in Fairgrounds Kaifeng. Wolflike Frenzy is also pretty good in PvP because it deals great stagger damage, it throws the player in the air, and more importantly, it deals a ton of chi damage, which is key for PvP. Another useful skill is Cloud Steps, which is free to cast and can be used to dash to players that are running away, and then start your combo. You can obtain Cloud Steps during the Echoes in the Shrine quest, which takes you into the underground area beneath General's Shrine in the Qinghe region. Of course, there are many other good skills and you should unlock all of them anyway, because you never know when you will need them or when a new boss gets introduced that requires one of the skills to counter an attack. Hopefully this video helps you to focus on the most important mystic skills and clearing PvE and PvP content easier. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.